You are listening to Tales by WZ. Today's story is about a husband who comes home early, finds his wife in bed with her boss, and decides to lock the door and make sure every consequence lands where it should. As you listen, think about what you would have done the moment you opened that bedroom door. My wife said, "It's a strategy meeting." I replied, "Then carry on," I said. Then I locked the bedroom door, called her boss's wife to join the meeting, saved evidence my lawyer would need, and I watched as 2 marriages shattered behind the door. I am 36, and this all started on what should have been a normal Tuesday. I got off work early. Our project deadline got pushed, and my manager told us to head home at 2 instead of 6. First time in months I left before 5. My wife is 34. She works in marketing at a mid-sized tech company and has been there 3 years. 6 months ago, a new VP came in, her direct boss. Since then, she had been working late a lot. Big campaign, late meetings, extra pressure. That is what she told me. I pulled into the driveway around 2:45. Her car was already there. That was strange. She is never home before me. I told myself maybe she was sick or had a work-from-home day. I opened the front door and heard noises from upstairs. Not TV noises, not someone with a cold. Just sounds that make your stomach drop, even before your brain admits what they are. Your body usually knows the truth before your mind lets itself say the words. I walked up the stairs. Our bedroom door was closed. The sounds were very clearly coming from behind it. I opened the door. My wife was in our bed with her boss, both naked, very much in the middle of sex. She screamed and grabbed the sheet. He scrambled, falling over himself trying to pull his pants on. If it was not my life, it would have looked like a bad comedy scene. "What are you doing home?" she yelled. "I live here," I said. He mumbled something and kept fighting with his pants. "This is not what it looks like," she stammered. "We were just talking. It is a strategy meeting." I blinked. "A strategy meeting," I repeated. "Yes, we were discussing the campaign launch and things. It is not what you think." Her boss finally stood up, still half a mess. "Listen, man," he said, "this is a strategy meeting." I let the words hang there for a second, then I nodded. "Yeah," I said. "I heard." My wife started crying. "Please, you have to understand," she said. "You are right," I said, very calm. "I should leave you to your meeting. Carry on." I stepped out into the hallway, closed the bedroom door, and locked it from the outside. The house is old and came with slide bolts on some of the outside door frames. I had never understood why until that moment. As soon as the bolts slid, they started pounding on the door. "What are you doing? Let us out," my wife screamed. "Finish your meeting," I said through the door. "Do not mind me." Sometimes the best way to show people what they have done is to stop covering it up for them. I went downstairs, sat on the couch, and pulled out my phone. I looked up her boss's name on social media. It took about 2 minutes to find his wife, public profile. Family photos, work details. I found her number through a mutual contact on a professional site. Small world, I called. "Hello. Hi, is this the wife of?" And I used his full name. "Yes, who is this?" "I am the husband of your husband's marketing manager," I said. "I am at my house right now. Your husband is in my bedroom with my wife. They are locked in there. I thought you might want to come join their strategy meeting." There was silence. "Excuse me," she said. "Your husband is sleeping with my wife. They are in my bedroom right now." "I locked them in. I am calling because I think you deserve to know and to see." "Is this a joke?" she asked. "I can text you my address. You are welcome to come verify." More silence. Then she said, "Send it." I sent the address. Based on her info, she lived about 20 minutes away. "I will be there in 15, she said, and hung up. Upstairs, the pounding got louder. Her boss yelled that he was going to call the police. "Go ahead," I called up. "Tell them you are locked in my bedroom after sleeping with my wife." "I am sure it will go well." The pounding stopped. I turned on the TV and waited. 13 minutes later, the doorbell rang. I opened it and saw his wife. She looked furious and scared at the same time. "Where are they?" she asked. "Upstairs," I said. "Bedroom." "Door is locked." She did not wait for more. She pushed past me and ran up the stairs. I followed. She reached the bedroom door and pounded. "Open this door," she shouted. From inside, her husband's voice. "Honey, what are you doing here?" "Open it now." "I cannot," he said. He locked it from the outside. She looked at me. I shrugged and slid the bolt back. She threw the door open. My wife and her boss were dressed now, sitting on opposite sides of the bed like kids put in time out. His wife stared at them. Then she laughed, a low, angry laugh. "A strategy meeting," she said. "That is what you told him." My wife cried harder. "I am so sorry," she started. "Not you," his wife snapped. "You are nothing." She turned on her husband. "You told me you were at a client meeting," she said. "I was going to tell you," he said. "This was just, pack your stuff," she cut him off. "Now we are done. Honey, please." "Now." He looked over at my wife like she might save him. She just stared at the floor. His wife turned back to me. "I am divorcing him," she said. "I am taking everything. His lawyer will be in touch. I suggest you do the same with her." "Already planning on it," I said. She nodded. She looked back at her husband again. "You have 10 minutes to get dressed and get out of this house," she said. "Then I am calling the police and reporting you for trespassing." "This is not our house," he said weakly. "I do not care," she said. "Move." He moved. He shoved his feet into his shoes and grabbed his jacket. My wife tried to talk to him. He did not answer. He brushed past both of us and went downstairs. His wife followed, stopped at the top of the stairs, and looked back at my wife. "You are fired," she said. "I will make sure of it." Then she looked at me again. "Keep all the evidence you can," she said. "Photos, texts, everything. My lawyer will want copies." She left. Her car engine roared in the driveway and then faded away. My wife was still sitting on the bed, crying. "You need to pack your things," I said. "Where am I supposed to go?" she asked. "Not my problem anymore," I said. "Please, can we just talk?" "No," I said. "You have 1 hour. Then I am calling a locksmith." Some conversations are not about repair. They are about someone trying to escape consequences. I walked out, went downstairs, and called a lawyer I knew from work. Left a message saying I needed a divorce attorney as soon as possible. 45 minutes later, my wife came down with 2 suitcases, eyes red, makeup smeared. "I will stay at my sister's," she said quietly. "Okay," I said. "I am sorry," she added. "Okay," I repeated. "Get out." She left. I locked the door behind her. Then I sat on the couch in silence for hours. That was day 1. The lawyer called back around 7 in the evening. I told him everything. He told me to document everything, change the locks, separate finances, and not talk to her without him. I called a locksmith. He came at 9, changed the locks. $200, worth every cent. Day 2, the calls started. She called more than 30 times, left voicemails swinging from sobbing apologies to rage, accusing me of trapping her and her boss. I did not answer. I forwarded them all to my lawyer. She sent more than 80 texts, from "I ruined our marriage" to "You overreacted and embarrassed me in front of his wife" to "You destroyed my life." I replied once, "Talk to my lawyer. His info is in your email." That single answer set off another flood of messages about how I was destroying our marriage by refusing to talk. It is strange how people who burn down the house still expect you to hand them water. On day 3, the boss's wife called. She asked if I had any evidence. I told her I had taken photos of the bedroom before I let her in. She asked me to send them to her lawyer. I did. She said she had been suspicious for months, but he kept telling her she was paranoid. She said she was going after him for the house, the savings, and his pension. She also said she made more than him and had a better lawyer. I believed her. Later that day, my wife's sister called. She was letting my wife stay with her. "You need to take her back," she said. "No," I said. "She made a mistake," her sister said. "She is devastated." "She made a choice," I answered. "Many choices. I am guessing this has been going on for months." "It was 6 weeks," her sister blurted, then went quiet. "I mean, that is what she told me." "Good to know," I said. "Thanks." "Wait, she did not tell you?" her sister asked. "She has not told me anything except that I ruined her life." Her sister started crying. She said I was heartless, that my wife was not eating or sleeping. She should have thought about that before sleeping with her boss in our bed, I said, and hung up. More numbers, more calls, more blocks. On day 4, my lawyer called again. My wife had found a friend who did contract law and had him send over divorce papers. She wanted half the house, alimony for 5 years, half my retirement and the car I was paying for. My lawyer actually laughed. She has no grounds for any of that, he said. You bought the house before the marriage. Only your name is on the deed. She committed adultery and you have proof. She is not getting what she is asking for. What about the car? I asked. Is the title in your name? He said. Yes. Then stop paying, he said. It is your car. If she wants to keep it, she can take over the payments. If she cannot, it gets repossessed. So I stopped auto pay. 2 things happened almost at the same time. Her boss got fired. His wife had connections on the company's board and made some calls. He was terminated for inappropriate relationships and hostile work environment. My wife got fired the same day. HR called it termination for cause for violating ethics policy. She called me from a new number, screaming that I had ruined her career. I reminded her that I did not sleep with anyone at her job. She hung up, then called back crying, asking me to help her fix it because no one would hire her with a termination like that. I told her to ask her lawyer friend. Over the next 2 weeks, she tried everything. She tried to fight the termination by claiming sexual harassment and retaliation. HR pulled security footage of her and her boss leaving together, slipping into conference rooms, taking long lunch meetings. Their lawyer sent her a cease and desist warning about defamation. She dropped it. She showed up at the house with a locksmith, saying she still had rights to the property. The locksmith refused to touch the locks without proof that her name was on the deed. It was not. He left. She sat in her car outside for 3 hours until I called the police for trespassing. The officer checked property records, my name only. Ma'am, you have no legal right to be here without his permission, he said. You need to leave. She cried about being homeless. She said I was abusing her. The officer shook his head. That is not his problem, he said. You need to leave or I will arrest you. She left. Her sister called again from yet another number, saying my wife was suicidal and it was my fault. I said she needed a therapist and a job, not me. Everyone makes mistakes, her sister said. Mistakes are forgetting to pick up milk, I said. Sleeping with your boss in your marital bed is a choice. Repeating it for 6 weeks is a pattern. Her mother showed up at my door one day, knocking and crying, talking about how I was breaking the family. I watched on my camera and did not open. She left a note on the door about pride in my wife's life. I threw it away. This is where a lot of people would bend because they feel responsible for everyone else's feelings. My lawyer filed our response. The judge set a temporary hearing. At that hearing, my wife showed up looking rough. Her lawyer looked even more lost. He was not a family attorney, and it showed. My lawyer went through everything: photos, timestamps, termination records, messages, the statement from the boss's wife. The judge looked at my wife and asked if she disputed sleeping with her boss in our home. She said no. The judge granted me immediate sole possession of the house and the car. He froze our accounts, set a temporary restraining order keeping her 100 feet from the property, and scheduled a final hearing in a few months. When we left, my wife tried to follow me to my car. My lawyer stopped her and reminded her of the order. She backed away. Later, I got a text from another unknown number. I hope you are happy. You have destroyed everything. I replied, you destroyed it. I just stopped cleaning it up and blocked that number too. The boss's wife called to say her divorce was almost done. She was keeping the house, 2 cars, and most of their savings. He had to pay spousal support each month for years. She sounded calm, free. She thanked me again for calling her that day. She said it was the push she needed. 3 months later, the final hearing happened. The judge gave me the house, the car, all of my retirement, and 80% of our savings. My ex got 20% of the savings and her personal belongings. No alimony. Her lawyer tried to argue that she could not find work and needed support. The judge said that was a consequence of her own choices, not grounds for payments. Her lawyer also tried to bring up me locking them in the bedroom as some type of abuse. My lawyer pointed out that it was my house, my bedroom, that I delayed their exit for less than 30 minutes, and that I used that time to notify another spouse who had a right to know. The judge did not care about that claim. When the papers were signed, my ex cried through the whole thing. Her sister glared at me. Her mother did not come. Afterward, my ex tried to walk over and talk. My lawyer stepped between us and told her that if she had anything to say, she could say it through counsel. Later, she sent one final text. "I will never forgive you for what you did." "You do not have to," I wrote. "We are done here." I blocked that last number and have not heard from her since. The boss's ex-wife messaged me one more time to say she was moving to another state for a fresh start. Her ex had taken a big step down to a sales job and was still struggling under the weight of support payments and a ruined reputation. As for me, I sold most of the furniture my ex picked. I repainted the bedroom. No more mauve, just a calm gray. I started playing guitar again, joined a softball league with coworkers. I finally had free time. Work improved. Without constant emotional fires at home, I could focus. A few months later, I got the promotion I had been chasing for 2 years. People sometimes ask if I regret anything. Locking the door, calling his wife, refusing to talk to my ex. Honestly, no. I could have walked away quietly, filed for divorce in private. Let her tell whatever story she wanted, but she would likely have kept her job. He might have kept his. The boss's wife would have stayed with a liar, and I would have carried the weight of everyone else's comfort while ignoring my own reality. She made her choices. I made mine. I came home early, found my wife in bed with her boss, and decided that from that moment on I was done protecting her from the consequences she created. Now I sleep better than I have in years. The house is quiet, no constant drama. No endless crisis. Just my life, finally mine again. Lesson 1. Cheating is not a mistake made in one moment. It is a series of choices, and those choices say more than any apology ever will. Lesson 2. You are not cruel for telling another betrayed partner the truth. They deserve to know what is happening in their own life. Lesson 3. Locking your own door and stepping back from someone's chaos is not abuse. It is a boundary. Lesson 4. When someone breaks your trust and then demands that you rescue them from the fallout, they are not looking for repair. They are looking for a shield. Lesson 5. You are allowed to protect your home, your money, and your mental health from someone who treated you like a backup plan. What about you? If you came home and found your partner in your bed with someone else, would you walk away quietly or make sure every person who needed the truth got it? And have you ever been told you were too harsh for simply letting someone face the natural consequences of what they chose to do?